Hey everybody, welcome to Midpoint. So recently I asked my husband to get me a digital picture frame. I love to look at pictures. I love to relive some of the experiences we've had, some of the places that we've been to. I like to see our family and friends, and it's all in one spot. I don't have to look all around the house at all our pictures. I don't have to go get a photo album out and look through it. It's all right there. It's right on our TV stand, and I can see it at any time I want, and I love it. So I have been putting so many pictures on this thing, and there's still a ton of space, which I love because there's room for more memories. I love it. So my son also likes to look at this picture frame with me. And so it's cute. He'll run up to it and say, Mama, there's you and Daddy. Mama, there's Grampy and Nana and I and Sissy and Bubba. And he just will go on and on. He loves to look at these pictures. But one of the things I've noticed is that if he's not in a picture, whether it was a recent picture or a picture from years ago, he'll ask, where was I? He'll say, was I at Grampy and Nana's? Was I at the church? Where was I? How come I'm not there? And he doesn't quite understand the fact that there was a time that exists before he was born. He hasn't got there yet, which is understandable for his age. But it's just funny to hear him say, but Mama, how come I wasn't there? Well, did I go to the store? Was I at the park? And he'll go through all these places just because he doesn't understand yet. And so, as I was thinking about that, I had this thought. Have you ever asked yourself the question, am I the only one in the world that's dealing with this issue? Am I the only one in the world that has ever faced this issue? I feel like no one can understand me. No one knows how I'm feeling. No one will get it, because no one else has ever dealt with this. I'm the only one that has ever been in this situation. Have you ever asked yourself that or felt like that before? It's understandable. Life is hard, right? Life can be overwhelming, unbearable at times. But I want to encourage you today that just like my son will look at that picture and say, but Mama, where was I? Just because he doesn't understand that there was a time before he was born. There was a time before we were born as well. There was a time where there was generations before us and generations before them and generations after generation after generation has walked this same earth long before we were even a thought in our parents' mind. And there's even someone greater that has existed before any of those people were ever existed or ever created. And that's God. God was here before our parents were here, before our great-grandparents, before multiple generations. They were here even before the very first people, Adam and Eve, were here. God existed. He was here before we were born. And so, why are you bringing that up? Well, that's a great question. Let me tell you why. So, when our moments where we think, okay, God, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm the only one that's dealing with this. No one else will understand it. I can't talk to anybody about this because they're not going to understand it. I want you to stop and think. God has been here helping millions and millions and millions and millions of people, more people than we will ever be able to count, before us, with financial issues, with relationship issues, with job related issues, with family related issues, with depression, with anxiety, with addiction. He's been here long before cancer existed, long before any sickness related issues happened. He's been here and he's helped so many people through the very situation that you may be facing, that I may be facing, that our neighbor may be facing. He has been here long before we were ever here. And there's been millions upon millions upon millions of people that he has helped with the very same issue. So why is it so hard for us to trust that he can handle it? I will speak for myself, and I know that there are some places in my life, some situations, some areas where God's got full access. And I have full 100,000,000% faith, if that's even a thing, that he will help me in that situation. I just believe it with all my heart that he'll help me. Then I have a couple of areas that I maybe haven't received the answer to prayer like I've been wanting, or it hasn't come fast enough for me, or maybe I just feel like, oh, I can do this on my own. I don't know really what it is, but I know there are some things where doubt can creep in if I'm not careful. And I have to stop and think, God, you helped these people before I was even born, before there was even a thought in my parents' mind, before they were born. There have been millions and millions and millions of people that you have helped with this very same situation. So I know that you can help me with this. But yet it's still so difficult because our minds just think, that's it. That's it. This is the end. There's no one else that can understand how I'm feeling. I have nobody to talk to. I don't know what I'm going to do. And if we let ourselves continue to think those thoughts, then, we'll put ourselves into a depression, or in just where anxiety will overrun and overwhelm us, and life will just be so hard that you just feel like you're drowning in it. I'm sure that you can relate to what I'm saying, but I want to encourage you that, I don't know, if you've ever set foot in our church, then you will see in huge letters, you cannot miss it, this scripture in Hebrews that said Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And I want you to think about next time those thoughts may start creeping in, next time those doubts may start creeping in, about how God has existed outside of us. He exists outside of our time frames. He exists outside of our calendar year, outside of our 24-hour day. He exists outside of all those things. I don't understand that, but it doesn't make it any less true. He exists outside of us, and he's been here helping millions and millions and millions of people with the very issue that you have faced, or are facing now, or may face in the future. And he can help you too. Just like he's helped all those people, he can help you too. Why? Because Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He's no respecter of person. He wants to help you. He wants to be involved in your life. All he's doing is standing there waiting for you to open the door and let him into that very area where you feel like maybe he can't help you, or maybe that doubt has just overtaken your faith to the point to where you can't see a way out. Whatever the case may be, I encourage you to think about how God doesn't exist in our time frame, and you're not the first person that is facing what you're facing now. I'm not trying to minimize your situation by any means, but I'm trying to help you see outside the box. I am guilty of this, of putting God inside a box, and I'm trying to get better at that. But just let God into that situation. Open the door wide open and let him in. Let him help you, because he can do it. He is an overcomer. He's a giver. He loves you more than you could ever possibly think of or imagine. And he wants to help you. He's on your side. So just let him help you. Build up that faith and think about all the millions of people that he's helped in this very same situation, and he can help you too. I hope you've been encouraged. We'll see you right back here next week at 8 p.m. for Midpoint. Have a blessed and fantastic week.